Hi, my name is Stephen Schmidt, and I'm the founder and director of Love Packages. I started the ministry, well, a long time ago, 38 years ago. In 1975, in the spring of the year, I had a little stack of Decision magazines, some daily devotionals, and a couple old Bibles sitting in the corner of my dining room. And every time I walked through there, God pointed his finger at me and said, "Steve, you're wasting that." And so long story short, I said, "Okay, God, I am going to waste it. But these are 4-year-old magazines. Who wants them? What do I do with them?" And so, long story short, I wrote to some men, 5 guys in 4 different nations, and I asked them, "Can you use English literature, and if so, how much and how soon?" And it seemed like the letters were only gone a couple days. The letters were back and said, "Yes, we can use as much as you can get here, as soon as you can get here." So my wife and I just started in the basement of my home, and that first year, from August to January, shipped 60 little boxes to those 5 guys. So people started bringing it to me, and the second year we did 3.5 tons, and then the next year we did 7 tons. And I outgrew the basement, went to the double car garage, 11 tons, 21 tons, 50-some tons, and I grew it. And went to a little church that I pastored and bought a Sears and Roebuck store with a little warehouse in it, and outgrew that place, and now we're here in this building. Bought this building to start with, and now we've outgrown it. We built another building. We're at 13,000 square foot on the roof. Every week we ship 20 tons of literature. This year so far we've shipped 843 tons of literature. Give you an idea what that is, that's enough literature for about 60 million people to read first time. Now the people that do the statistics tell us that every piece of literature we put on the field is going to be read by a minimum of 20 people. So 60 million times 20, that's a lot of people. 1,200,000,000 different reads. We get testimonies almost every week from all over the world. Our distributors try to collect them for us and send them to us. I got this email from one of my literature distributors on the east coast of India. His name is Pastor Paul. And he sent me 35 testimonies on an email of people's lives that have been changed. So I called the staff in and I said, "Sit down, I want to read these testimonies to you." And so they sat down and I began to read them. And the first one was from a young woman, and she said, "I'm a young woman, my parents were killed by an accident." She said, "I had nowhere to go, I had no money, I had no skills, I had no job, I had nothing." She said, "I was a devout Hindu, I prayed to all my Hindu gods, but none of them would hear my prayers." She said, "I know what I'll do, I'll go over to the train station, I'll throw myself in front of a train and end this miserable life of mine." Walking in front of the train station, she ran into one of Pastor Paul's guys, and they gave her a little booklet from Love Packages called The Almost Christian. She wrote in a letter to us, she said, "I said to myself, surely I could read this book before I die." And so she sat down, and for the very first time in her life, she read about Jesus, and she gave her life to Christ. The literature that we send just doesn't affect one person. It multiplies as people's lives are changed and transformed. And so it's a joy for me to do it.